कोट विघ्न हिरेखिन माहे, हर हर कथा साध संग सुनाहे। पीबत राम रस अमृत गुण जास, जप हर चरण मिटी खुद दास। आओ सर्व कल्याण सुख सहज निधान, जाकर हृदय बस है भगवान। औखद मंत्र तंत्र सब छार, कर्ण हार हृदय महतार। तज सब परम बजियो पार ब्रह्म, कहो नानक अटल एहो धर्म। सूरा सो पहचानिया जो लड़ै दीव के हेत, पुरजा पुरजा घाट मरै कबहू न छाड़ै खेत। गगन दुमामा बाजियो पर्यो निशाने काओ, खेत जमांड्यो सूरमा अब जूझन को दाओ। सगल द्वार को छाड़ कर गह्यो तुहारो द्वार, बाहें गहे की लाज अस गोविंद दास तुहार। कहाँ बुद्ध कब तुच्छ हमारी, बर न सकै महिमा जो तिहारी। हम न सकत कर सिफत तुम्हारी, आप ले हो तुम कथा सुधारी। हम न सकत कर सिफत तुम्हारी, आप ले हो तुम कथा सुधारी। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। गुरु खालसा साध संगत जी, ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਅਪਾਰ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇ ਸਦਕਾ, with the great, great blessings of Dhan Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, we've been giving this time here today to remember those Shaheed Singhs, those Gursikhs who gave their life for this path of Sikhi. Those Gursikhs whose shoulders we stand on today, and we will continue to stand on for generations to come, because their Gamai has outlived them. Paag thade har sant tumhare jin ghar tan har naam. These Gursikhs were such great Gursikhs that in their heart, in their Kar means their home, that is their heart, they had that dana, they had that wealth of Naam, of Vaheguru's Naam. Repeating that Naam day and night, repeating Gurbani day and night, those Gursikhs became one with the Kaaba. And then when it came time to fight in the battlefield fearlessly, when it came time to stand in front of a number of armies in numbers that were greater than they could ever imagine, when that time came forward, they didn't even waver one bit. Oh, let us remember that great Gursikh Akali Baba Phula Singh. Let us remember that the kalana of this Gursikh, the effort of this Gursikh in the battlefield. Let us begin in this vichar. Everybody come together. Rasna di pavitrata di ate man di ekagrata de vaste. Sare aakhna Guru ji, Satnam Sri Vaheguru Sahib ji. Satnam Sri Vaheguru Sahib ji. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji is born in the Pind of Dela Siha in the year 1761. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, we spoke a little bit about this yesterday. When they were 1 year old, their father Baba Ishar Singh Ji becomes Shaheed, fighting in the battle of the Vadda Kalukara. And when their father becomes Shaheed, they're given to these two Singhs, the Gurpais of their father, Baba Naina Singh Ji and Baba Tapa Singh Ji, to take care of them. When Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji is 7 years old, Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji's mother passes away by falling down the stairs. And at that time, she gives Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji a Sikhya, teaching. She says to Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, she says to her son, she says that even though now you're only of the age 7 years old, there's one teaching that will take you far in this life. If you put your hopes and desires in this world, if you put your hopes and desires and you make this world your support, then wherever you go, you'll waver and you will fall down in this life. But if you make the Guru's Shabad, if you make the Guru your support in this world, then wherever you go, no matter what hardships come your way, nobody will ever be able to make you waver. Nobody will ever be able to break your steadfastness in your Sikhi. There's no teaching like the teaching that a mother can give to her child. There's no teaching like that. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji's Mataji give them this teaching. And they go on. At the age of 10 years old, they not only become an expert in Shastra Vidya, they become an expert in Shastra, in reading Gurbani. They memorize 5 Granthi, 10 Granthi, countless Banis from Guru Granth Sahib Ji Sache Paatshah Ji, from Dasam Guru Granth Sahib Ji Sache Paatshah Ji. They memorize Gurbani over and over again. And at a young age, they're taken in front in battles where Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji sees their fearlessness. Now today, this whole camp that has been organized by great Gursikhs like Bhai Gurjab Singh Ji, और भी जिन्ने भी Gursikh ने, Bhai Amardeep Singh Ji, और बेअंत Gursikh ne. This great Gursikh, this great uprala, this effort of this camp has all been done in in the memory of Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji Shahidi. So today we're going to be speaking about that battle that Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji fought at their last moment. But before they fought that battle, we'll talk about one battle. This was the Battle of Multan. A time came when Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, when they were ill themselves, the people who were in control, the people who Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji had put in control of the area of Multan, which was under the Sikh Raj at that time, that was in the kingdom of Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji. Those people had become baghi, they had become rebellious to Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji. They wouldn't send tax, and they started doing gulam. They started oppressing the Sikhs who lived in that side. At that time, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji sends this Mishra Gangaram, who was one of the generals in their force, with 10,000 soldiers. They send Mishra Gangaram to go and fight this battle and destroy this rebellion that has uprose in their kingdom. At that time, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they send that force, they themselves are ill. But that force goes, and Mishra Gangaram, in that battle, all of his 10,000 out of the 10,000 soldiers, they die. They're not able to win that battle, the first attempt. At that time, it was winter time, it was the month of February. Then later on, in the time of the summer, about 5-6 months later, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they get better from their illness, and they send their own son, Maharaja Shahzada Kharag Singh. They send their own son to go and lead an army into the battle. When they send their son reaches that area, they put the enemies under siege, but they're not able to break into the Qilla. The Qilla that they built in Multan there were multiple Qillas, there were multiple forts. One was Khangarh, another one was Ahmed Qilla, another one was Chang Qilla. There were these multiple Qillas, and they were built very strongly. Now, for many, many months, the foes could not break down the walls of these Qillas, of these forts. Qilla means fort. When they were fighting these battles over and over again, they were losing. And because it was the month of summer, here you have 108 degrees Fahrenheit, you have such hot summers. In the land of Punjab, the summers are even hotter than this sometimes. And those foes, what happens is when you don't remain hydrated properly in the summertime, you get hajja, which is a form of diarrhea. Those foes, those army of Shahzada Kharag Singh that were fighting, started to die in the hundreds every single day. For no reason, these soldiers are dying of hajja, of illness, without being able to fight in the battlefield. When all of Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji's, when all of their astras, when all of their supports finally fail in front of them, when Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, then they go and they look to their Guru. There's a line that comes in Gurbani, Sabho Bhaja Asra, Chukka Sabasrao, Chitta Abhay Us Par Brahma, Lagana Tativa. Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they take Kara Prasadi Deg and they go to Sri Harmandir Sahib and they do an ardas in front of Guru Ramdas Ji Sache Paatshah Ji, Ke Sache Paatshah Ji. So many of our soldiers have died fighting in this battle already. So many of our soldiers are dying of illness. Now please give us some way of winning this battle, of coming back from this battle victorious. At that time, Guru Khalsa Ji, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they do an ardas at Harmandir Sahib, and they come out to Sri Akal Takht Sahib, where Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji was, with their 1,200 soldiers, with their 1,200 Akali Nihang Singh Faujan, Tyar Bar Tyar, each of them armed to the teeth, with talwars in their kamar kasa, with barchas in their hand, with shastras in their dumalla, armed to the teeth. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji is sitting there, and Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji hears the ardas of Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, they say to Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they say, if my brothers have been fighting there for months and months and months and have been dying, why didn't you come to us earlier and ask for help? Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, apne kode te swar hoke, they go with their army into that battlefield. And when they reach there, it takes 7 days. It took 8 days to travel from Amritsar Sahib to Multan by foot with all of the Ghod Swar Faujan. When they get to Multan, Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji meets Shahzada Khadak Singh. Shahzada Khadak Singh, he says to Akali Baba Phula Singh, he says, Baba Ji, your age is a little bit old. Baba Ji, thoda umar hun thoda ja vad gaya. Tusi thoda ja aj da raat aram karyo, kal swere si jang te chad ke javange. That you're a little bit old, your age is a little bit old. Rest today, tomorrow morning we'll go into the battlefield. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji says to Shahzada Khadak Singh, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਆਰਾਮ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤੁਰਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਿਰ ਝਟਕਾ ਕੇ ਜੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਫਤਿਹ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਆਰਾਮ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji shows this Bir Ras. They say, we'll do aram, then we'll rest then after we win this battle. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji steps into the battlefield. One by one they break the first qilla, the second qilla, the third qilla, then the last qilla is in front of them, the last fort is in front of them. And this qilla has such a strong wall, they ask the foes, they say, which wall hasn't been attacked yet? Because those foes had been fighting for months. Some walls had been made weaker than others. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji asks Shahzada Khadak Singh, he says, which wall of this fort has not been attacked yet? He said that I don't want to take the easy way out. I don't want to shoot against that wall that has already been broken down a little bit. I want to fight that battle that is hard to fight. I want to fight that struggle that nobody else can fight. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, they say that there's one gate, the Kijri gate of that qilla, which has not even been touched by the foes yet. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji says that is the gate that we are going to attack. One time, Abdali Jarasi, he came to Punjab and he would steal. There was this pathway called the Dara Khabar, which was a pathway that came straight from the Middle East into Punjab. And from that, these foes like Abdali, like Durrani, they would come and they'd steal from Punjab over and over again. They'd steal so much to the extent that one time Abdali, he stole every single panda, every single dish in the house of every single Sikh. Those dishes that were made of copper and steel and other metals. He took all of them, he melted them together, and Abdali made this huge thobe, this cannon that was so big that it could break anything in front of it. He made this huge cannon, but what used to happen was every time Abdali used to come and steal from Punjab, on his way out, the Singhs would steal from him. That thobe, it was called the Jamjama thobe. And when that Zamzama thobe was going with Abdali's foes, those Singhs had stolen it from the Pangi missile. And that thobe came to Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, and they brought it with them to this battle of Multan. Now Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, they bring this thobe, they set it up in front of that Kijri gate of the Qilla. And in front of them, they've got this wall. Inside there's Turkani foes, outside there's Turkani foes, in the hills there's foes that are all shooting at it, that are all ready to kill Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji. They've placed their cannon in front of there. And the person who's handling the cannon, he fills the powder from the front, he fills the brood from the front, and then from the other side he lights it on fire, and ta! Once the cannon goes, and it fires and it hits the wall. When it hits the wall the first time, the wall shakes, but it doesn't break. But what happens is that one of the legs of the cannon that's used to hold it up, that leg falls over. Now the person who's taking care of the cannon, that army, that soldier who was in charge of the cannon, he says to Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, he says that now this leg of the cannon is broken off. How are we supposed to use this cannon? How are we supposed to fight with this cannon any further? We haven't won the battle yet. Akali Baba Phula Singh ji says, koi gal nahi, mere mode te rakh leo. Akali Baba Phula Singh ji walks in front, they put the cannon on their shoulder, and they say, Hun chalao. Now, shoot this. When Akali Baba Phula Singh ji says that, the Fauj looks at him, the Singhs around him look at him and they say, hey Baba ji, tusi piche jaake lado, we'll put our soul, we'll put our shoulder first. The Singhs started to fight amongst themselves. No, I want to put my shoulder on the cannon. No, I want to put my shoulder under the cannon. These Singhs knew that as soon as the cannon was fired, they would die, they would become shaheed. But these Singhs had such a desire to go to the Charan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Paatshah Ji. They said that even if I die with my shoulder supporting this cannon, let it be, because I'll go to that Darbar of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Sache Paatshah Ji, Shaheedan de Sartaaj. At that time, Guru Khalsa Ji, one after the other, 13 Singh, 13 Singhs gave Shaheedi at that moment, just supporting that cannon, and then that Khichdi gate fell. And all the Singhs did is Jikare Jave, Nala Jave, Fateh Pave. Allah Akbar, those Singhs that go into that cannon, they destroy every single last Turk. In that battlefield, Khalsa Ji, the son of Azim Khan, who's the main leader there, his Bhatija, his brother's son, he stands up in front of Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, left and right. He sees on all sides he's surrounded by the Singhs. He takes his shastra, he puts them in the feet of Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, and he accepts that we've died at this point, we're done. At that time, Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji and the Fauj, they win over Multan, that Qila, they win over that whole jang, and they bring it back into the Raj of Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji. When they bring it back into the Raj of Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji at this time, they build a strong bond with Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji. At that time, they built this connection with Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji. Why? Because at that time, when nobody could stand with Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, even their own Fauj, even their own army failed them. At that time, Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, Jire Akali ne, what does it mean to be Akali? Akali comes from the word Akal. Akal comes from the word Akal. Akal means time. Akal means beyond time. Who is beyond time? Akal Purkh Paramatma, Vaheguru Ji, God. God is beyond time. And who are the Akalis? Akalis are the ones who are of that one who are beyond time. Akalis are those who are the ones who are the sixth, who are the believers, who are the ones who are one with that Akal Purkh, with that God, with that Paramatma. At that time, Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji gave saath to Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji and helped them in this battle. Some time comes, Guru Khalsa Ji. Time passes, and another battle comes forward. When they come, the people of Peshawar, what they do is they also become Baghi to Maharaja Ranjit Singh. You see in a kingdom, you have a lot of enemies outside and you have a lot of enemies inside. And sometimes those enemies inside get together with your enemies outside and they both rebel against you. At that time, the Fauj in Peshawar, they were rebelling against Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji. And at that time, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they sent their Fauj with Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji and their own Fauj. They entered the battlefield and they fought many small jungs leading up to Peshawar. Now we don't have time to go into the extreme depth of this jung, but what happened to us was fighting those small jungs, slowly getting to Peshawar. By the time they reached Peshawar, at that time, Khalsa Ji, the people in the Qila of Peshawar, they surrendered before Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, before Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, and they said, we can't fight a battle against these immortals, we can't fight a battle against these Devi. At that time, this battle is also Fateh. This is the third battle that Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji fights with Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji. The first was in Kasur, the second was in Multan, the third was in Peshawar, and now the last one, Guru Khalsa Ji. The last one is in Nowshera. Nowshera da Pind is now in Pakistan. And at that place of Nowshera, the leaders of that place became Baghi, they became rebellious against Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji. When this happened, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, he gathered all of his soldiers. See, Rananiti hundi hai. Singha di Rananiti hundi hai. There's a method of fighting a battle. And these things, they get together. And Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, he gets Shahzada Khadak Singh, Baba Sham Singh Atariwala, they get Baba Fateh Singh Aluwalia, they get Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji. All of these Gursikhs, they get them together, these generals of the Khalsa army and the Khalsa Panth, they get them all together and they sit them down at one table and they said, now let's decide how we're going to fight this battle. Because at Nowshera, there was a very strong army, armies in the tens of thousands. Because those people of Nowshera, on the name of Mazhab, at that time, Quran it's not written in the Muslim scriptures, it's not written in the Muslim scriptures that let's kill the non-believers, but people used to say that to others. They say that it's our duty to kill the non-believers, and they would get people together on the name of faith. This is what used to happen. And they gathered thousands and tens of thousands of soldiers in this way. They collected people from their homes and said, come and fight us in this battle for Taram. Fight us in this battle for Islam. They turned it into a religious war. And they said, get together. They brought all of these people together. Tens of thousands of soldiers are ready in that battle of Nowshera, in that area of Nowshera. And Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji gets Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, Baba Sham Singh Ji Atari Wala, all of these Fauj Bardars. And they say, let's plan how to enter this. What they do is they make this plan that in the middle you have the Qilla. From one side, you're going to have Baba Sham Singh Ji Atari Wala and 2,200 Porswar Faujan, 2,200 soldiers upon their horse that are going to attack from this side. On the other side, you're going to have Baba Fateh Singh Ji Ahluwalia, Shahzada Kharg Singh leading 2,200 soldiers, 2,500 soldiers on this side. From the very center, you're going to have Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji and his 1,200 Akali Faujan Tyar Par Tyar, armed to the teeth. They're going to fight from head on. And at the back, because they don't know how many Fauj are stationed inside the Qilla, they don't know, maybe on this side there's going to be more soldiers, on that side there's going to be more soldiers. They have Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji and reserve soldiers. Soldiers that are ready, that if at any point in the jung one side needs more warriors, they can send warriors in an instant. So at the night time, this is the night before the battle, the Singhs all got together and they decided that this is how we're going to fight the battle. In the morning time, Khalsa Ji, the morning time comes. At 12 a.m., the Nagara starts to be played in the Dalapan. Everybody's told to wake up. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, their 1,200 soldiers, they get ready, they do Ishnan, they do their nickname, they read Panch Granthi, 10 Granthi, Asa Diwar da Bhog Paake, they do a dance in front of Sadhguru Sache Paatshah Ji, Ke Hey Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj, we're about to step into the battlefield, Ang Sang Sahayogo Maharaj, Kirpa Karo Maharaj, stand with us in this battlefield, use these sriyas and take us straight to your Charan Sache Paatshah Ji. They do this ardas in front of Sache Paatshah Ji. After they do this ardas, a signal comes. Somebody gets sent from Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji running towards Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji. They say to Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, Jire do gore, there were two white generals in the Fauj of Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji. One's name was Ahlard and the other's name was Ventura. Now these two Gore officers in Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they were coming with the guns that Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji's Fauj were meant to use. And they were getting late on the way. So Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji said, wait, let's not attack today, let's attack tomorrow. They said, let's slow down our pace in the jump. But Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji said, so the Ardasa mud nahi sakda Phula Singh ka. Baba Akali Phula Singh Ji, they said, once we've done an ardas in the Charan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, once we've folded our hands in front of Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj, we can't turn around now. Now we've asked our Guru for their blessings, and we will receive their blessings. I have full faith in this God. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, they say, Maharaja, aave ja na aave, asi chad ke jaan lage, we're about to go to the battlefield. Maharaja can come or he can stay at home. Who cares? Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, they enter that battlefield, and from left and right they start to shoot arrows. From left and right the battle begins. Now Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they have a white mala in their hand, and they're going Tan Guru Ramdas, Tan Guru Ramdas, Tan Guru Ramdas. They're on their horse. They start thinking, in this Granth is written, that now the Nihang Singh Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji started the battle. If we don't enter this battle, then everybody will say Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji was wrong. So Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they get on their horse, they tell their Faujan, let's get into this battle now. Even if we die, if we don't help our Singh now, then we won't get Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Khushi. They're on this battlefield. When they're entering the battlefield, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they keep on taking their Ghoda. Do kadam agge tod dene, do kadam piche aa jate. They keep on going forward, then they come back. Then they go forward, then they come back. This Nihang Singh comes to Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji. They say, Guru, japan da sama pehle si. Hun jang de vich pravesh hon da sama aaya. The time of going Tan Guru Ramdas was before. Now is the time to enter the battlefield and cut the heads off the Turkan the fauj. At that time, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, all of the fauj, Sham Singh Ataliwala, all of the Jathe of Pradesh, they're in the battlefield, and left and right, arrows are flying in the sky. You see bullets flying in the sky. The horses of the Singhs are being hit by arrows. Left and right Singhs are with the barchas, they're hitting the heads of the fauj, left and right of the Turks. And Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they bring this Gorakhandi fauj, an extra reserve fauj. They come from the other side. Now 4 sides they're attacking this Qila of the Mughals. Now what happens is Khalsa Ji, fighting in this battle, what happens is there one Turk, he hides behind a rock, far, far away from Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji. And he's got this jamboor, it's a special gun, and he's armed it, he's aiming it right at Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji. Now before he can shoot anything, somebody who shoots an arrow and it hits Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji's koda, and Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji's koda becomes shaheed right there. Now Jang de vich akhda ishara chalda Khalsa Ji, with one eye, with just the blink of an eye, you give an ishara to someone that now Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, your horse has become shaheed. Now go upon this elephant. There's also a hathi in the battlefield. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, they see this ishara, they see this signal, and they jump in one go. They jump upon the hathi, and they're standing upon the hathi. In front of the hathi, there's a Mahavat, the person driving the hathi, and at the back there's Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji with a bacha in their hand, left and right. They're destroying the Turks. Now Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, that person who has the nishani focused on them with the jamboor, this special gun, in its tamancha, in the artillery of the gun, it has an area where you can put 4 bullets at once. These 4 bullets at one time, they go into this gun, and you can shoot 2 at once. So from the front, there's 2 barrels of the gun. They shoot this gun, they aim this gun. Now the first time they shoot it, they miss Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, and the bullet goes straight into the Mahavat. The Mahavat becomes shaheed right there, and he falls off of the hathi. At that time, Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, they take their kirpan in their hand, they put it into the forehead of that hathi, and they use their kirpan as the ankus, as the driving force to tell the hathi where to go. In the battlefield, they're still going left and right, killing the Turks as much as they can. And at that time, Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji nu vekh ke jehde naal fauj lad rahe han, the army that is fighting with Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, looking at Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, they get utshah in their run. They get motivated. There was a question today, how do we be motivated? We look at those great Gursikhs who are fighting in the battlefield, whether they're fighting in the world of this Kaljug against the Panj Vigars, or they're fighting in that battlefield against the Turks. We look to them and we get motivated. These armies, these Fauj Bardars, these soldiers were looking at Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji and seeing their spirit. They were getting filled with Bir Ras. They were entering the battlefield. They were going forward and killing the Turks. At that time, that jamboor, that Turk who was hiding behind this rock, he aims his gun at Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, and there's 2 bullets left in his gun. He goes and he shoots Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji. In one go, Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji mathe de vich dugara bajda, te Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji shaheed hunde han. Karg jaave nyalo jaave shika shika de chana nu paave. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji Maharaj, the pratap of their bhajan, the pratap of their bhakti was such that at that moment they're sitting in the Mahavat of the hathi, they're sitting at the front of that hathi, like even though in their forehead they got shot, their body doesn't fall backwards, their body doesn't fall sideways, it doesn't go anywhere. They are able to control their body, and they bow down in front of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Paatshah Ji, and they go straight to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Paatshah Ji's charan. At this moment, the ladai is still going on, but Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, they're sitting upon this hathi, and their head is down, their padala is coming forward, and it looks like they're just sitting masti. They're sitting in their masti upon that hathi. Nobody can tell that they've become shaheed. At that time, the signal comes to Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji that Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji has become shaheed. Then now what will the warriors do? At that time, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji, they say, nobody can find out that Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji has become shaheed. If they find out that Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji has become shaheed, the Fauj will lose their utshah, they'll lose their motivation. We need to see Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji. Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, they've left their Srir, but their Srir has still stood strong. Upon that hathi, they're moving on that hathi, and the Fauj looking at them, they continue to fight in the battlefield. Slowly, killing the Turks one after the other, after hours of fighting the battlefield from all sides. These hundreds of soldiers, these thousands of soldiers of Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji destroy this foe that's in the numbers of the tens of thousands and the tens of thousands. At that time, they win over that Qila. Left and right, the Sikhs are doing Tikare ke jaave. Left and right, those Sikhs have now destroyed this Qila. Those Sikhs have won over the battle of Naushehra, and Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji's Sreer is then taken. And now it's taken to do sanskar. At that time, Guru Khalsa Ji, when Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji and all the Khalsa get together, those Sikhs who survived that battle, when they come together and they see that Sreer of Akali Baba Phula Singh Ji, there's nobody whose heart that dog doesn't come. But Kabir Santu kya roiya jo apne grah jaye. That all of those soldiers, all of those Guru Sikhs knew that ajre paag thade har sant tumhare, paag thade har sant tumhare. Jin kar tan har nama, jin kar tan har nama. Those Guru Sikhs who come into this world, they sow Naam into their heart, and then they fight that Dharam da Yudh. They fight that battle that is for Dharam. They fight that battle that is for their Guru, and they go to the Charan of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Sache Paatshah, Shahidan de Sartaj. They follow in the footsteps of their Guru. They following the footsteps of their Guru. They go to that Darbar, where Paisa Pai Mani Singh Ji, the one whose band were cut, limb by limb they were cut, they're standing there on Paredar. They go to that Darbar, where Baba Fateh Singh Ji, Baba Joravar Singh Ji are sitting in the Charan of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Sache Paatshah Ji. They go to that Darbar, and they get this Padavi there. Re dargah keh na kahu, aao baith aadar subdev, that they're given the greatest, the highest of respect in that Darbar. Those Guru Sikhs know that when Kali Baba Phula Singh Ji, Puran Brahmagyani, Puran Guru Sikh Mahapurush, when they go into that Darbar of Akal Purkh and they give their head in the feet of those Guru Sikhs, in the feet of their Guru, that they have now become one of the Akal Purkh, and they're not stuck in these cycles of life and death anymore. So Guru Khalsa Ji, this is the Shahidi Prasang. This is the story of how our Shaheeds, how those great warriors of the Sikh Panth fought and gave their lives for this Dharma. Listening to these stories of Guru Sikhs, not only do we get with Shah in Bir Ras, not only do we get motivation in being a great warrior, but in each and every single aspect of our life, in each and every single area of our life, we get motivation, we get this sort of new spirit built into us. Where no matter where we go now, if we have the Guru's Shabad in our heart, if we have done Ardas in front of Satguru Sache Paatshah Ji, wherever we are, we do Ardas in front of Guru Ramdas Ji Sache Paatshah Ji, then there's no one in this world that can stop us from what we're doing. And whenever we do any task and we do Ardas before it, whenever we've done an Ardas and we've folded our hands in Guru Sahib Ji's Charan, we can never turn back from that. From this Shaheed da Prasang, from the Ittihas of these Guru Sikhs, we learn how to live our lives. We see Gurbani in action. We see these words in Gurbani, these Upadesh in Gurbani, these teachings being lived out. So my benti to you is that we've come to this camp now for 5 days. We've learned how to awaken the warrior spirit inside of us. Let us listen to the Ittihas of these Guru Sikhs. Let us listen to the Ittihas of our Gurus that's written in Surat Prakash, written in Panth Prakash, written in all of these Granths. Let's listen to the Katha. Let's not lose this spirit of learning about our Guru Sikhs, of learning about our Gurus. Why? Because the Sikhi that we gain, these blessings that we gain in the Charan of Guru Granth Sahib Sache Paatshah Ji, listening to the history of our Gurus, we can't receive that anymore. The Sikhi that we gain in these camps, doing seva of our Guru Sikhs, we can't find that Sikhi anywhere else. The Sikhi that we gain, cleaning those Sanglo Pandey, cleaning the dirty dishes of the Sangha, we can't find that anywhere else. The Sikhi that we gain, waking up in the Amrit Vela, closing our eyes, doing Simran, reciting Vaheguru, 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 reading Gurbani over and over again. That Sikhi we can't gain anywhere else. I fold my hands in front of you, Guru Khalsa ji, Saad Sangat ji. Guru Khalsa Panth de andar ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸ਼ਰੋਤੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ ਉਹ ਬਖਦੇ ਤੋਂ ਹਰ ਵੇਲੇ ਉੱਚੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ. The listener is always more respectful, is always more respected, is held to a higher standard than the speaker. I am nothing in the Charan Tur of you Gursikhs, of you great Gursikhs. My benti to you is that wherever you go in this world, whatever hardships come in front of you, remember the itihas of these great Gursikhs, of these Shaheed Singhs, and let nothing make you waver. Remain steadfast in the Charan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and do ardas in front of Sache Paatshah Ji ke Hey Sache Paatshah Ji, Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj, Satguru Sache Paatshah Ji, ਕਰਨ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੋ, ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਕੋਈ ਬਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਖਿੰਨ ਮਾਤਰ ਬਲ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਅੰਨ ਸੰਗ ਸਹਾਈ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਰਤ ਕੇ ਕਰਵਾਓ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, ਜੋ ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ, ਹੁਕਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰੱਖੋ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ. ਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਦਾਤ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ, ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਚਰਨ ਧੂੜ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸੇਵਾ ਬਖਸ਼ਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ. ਸੋ ਇਤਨੀਆਂ ਕੁ ਬੇਨਤੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ, ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ ਹੈ. ਦਸ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੋਇਆ. ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇੱਕ ਇੱਕ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਦੀ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਧੂੜ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੱਥੇ ਤੇ ਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਈਏ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਪ੍ਰੇਮੀ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਰਹਿਣ, ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੇ ਆਸਰੇ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਰਹਿਣ. ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਬੇਅੰਤ ਅਣਗਿਣਤ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੀਆਂ ਭੁੱਲਾਂ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਦਾਸ ਤੋਂ ਹੋਏ, ਆਪ ਜੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਅਣਜਾਣ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ, ਆਪਣੇ ਛੋਟਾ ਵੀਰ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮੁਆਫ ਕਰਨਾ, ਅੱਗੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਮਤ ਬਖਸ਼ਣ. ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਣ ਯੋਗ, ਗੁਰੂ ਸੰਗਤ ਬਖਸ਼ਣ ਯੋਗ ਨੇ. ਆਓ ਹੁਣ ਦੋ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ. ਸਾਰੇ ਰਲ ਕੇ ਪੜ੍ਹੋ ਜੀ. ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੋਹੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਹੀ, ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੋਹੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਹੀ, ਜਨ ਪਰ ਉਪਕਾਰੀ ਆਏ, ਜਨ ਪਰ ਉਪਕਾਰੀ ਆਏ, ਜਨ ਪਰ ਉਪਕਾਰੀ ਆਏ, ਜਨ ਪਰ ਉਪਕਾਰੀ ਆਏ. ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੋਹੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਹੀ, ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੋਹੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਹੀ, ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੋਹੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਹੀ, ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੋਹੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਹੀ. ਜਨ ਪਰ ਉਪਕਾਰੀ